Hello there, my cherubs. This is Mr. Brzezinski. I'm going to take you through a lesson in Google Drawing. First thing I need to do is get this video out of the way. So I click on the tab at the top of your screen right there, and I pull that tab out. And I'm going to reposition my tab on the screen, making sure that I have the lower right-hand side. And I'm going to make it a nice size so that I can fit the entire video over on the right-hand side of my screen while I'm doing work on my left-hand side. To do that now, take the movie, put it all the way on the right-hand side of your screen. So I'm back inside the stream now, and you see that the assignment is called Egg in a Box. Make sure you opened the Egg in a Box. And now I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to look to add some of my work underneath. Right here, I click on Add, and I'm going to start a drawings. I click on Drawings, and it creates a file automatically for me. I can select that file by clicking on it, and it opens up a new tab in which I will be doing my work in. So I have my Egg in a Box project started right here, and I'm going to take a look now at what the final product might look like. So here's basically what it looks like. It's going to be a box with an egg inside. I click on the egg, and as you can see, it's three-dimensional. I have an egg that seems to fit inside the box, as you'll see right there. So let's get started. First thing I need to do is create a shape. So I go up here to my Shapes menu. As you can see, if I mouse over this object long enough, it'll tell me what it does. And I'm looking for shapes. I come down here, and I want to select a square. It says rectangle, but I'm going to create a square, and I'll show you how to make sure it is an exact square. If I'm down here and I'm starting to open up this rectangle, I might not be able to tell whether it's a square or not, and if it's even, unless, of course, I hold down the Shift button. When I hold down the Shift button and I start to move the object, it is going to make all sides equal by holding down the Shift button on the keyboard. So find the Shift button, and then you can open up a nice size square in the center of your document. Not too big, not too small. You want to kind of in the middle of the document because you still have to fit those other walls in and the egg. So you want to make sure that it's a little bit down and to the left inside your document. So let's come up here. I'm going to need to create another side for this box. Okay, so I want to make sure it's the exact same size. So to do that, I'm going to go up to the Edit menu right here, and I'm going to duplicate this shape. As you see down here on the Edit menu, I have the word duplicate, or Command D will also give me the same function. So I open it up, I hit duplicate, and there it is. It duplicated the exact same shape. I can organize it the way I feel fit here, and sometimes I use the arrow keys on my keyboard so that I can line it up perfectly so that the side handles, these squares are called handles right here, so that these side handles are lined up right on the line. Now don't worry about colors right now, and if you make a mistake, you can always delete it. You have to select the item first that you want to delete. So I click on the item, get the handles up around it, and then I can hit the delete key on the keyboard to undo anything or just delete anything that I did. If I make a mistake and I need to undo it, I can also go over here to the undo button and then click on that. So the last thing I did was delete that box. I undid it and it came back again. So don't be afraid to undo things. If you made a mistake, if you created a shape you didn't want to do, you could always undo the shape by selecting that button right there. Now that I have this lined up, I'm ready to organize it. I come up here to Arrange, and I want to put it in order. And I want to move this square, because it's in front of the other square, I want to move it to the back. So I go to Arrange, Order, Send to Back, and now the other square is actually in front of the handled square right there. So now when I click off of it, you can see that I've layered the squares so that the first one I created is now in front of the second one I created, as you can see right there. Now it's time to create a sidewall right here, but I can't just put two lines right there. That'll be see-through. I can't just draw the lines as if I was drawing on a piece of paper. I need to make an entire side there, a four-sided side that starts off on this corner, goes up here, boom, 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 and comes back around again. So I need an entire shape that will fill in for that side. So to do that, I'm going to go up here and create a line, and I want a polyline. A polyline right here. So I'm going to click on polyline, and now I'm ready to connect the dots. So the first thing I'm going to do is click on the front box, upper right hand corner. And take your time, only click once, take your time with it. I go to the upper right hand side of the back box, I click once, as you see there. Now I need to trace over the line in the back there, I click once right there. Now I'm going to click on this front lower right hand side box right here, click once, and I'm going to come back up and finish the shape where I started by clicking on that line. Now I'm somewhat stuck in creating this line, as you can see here with my cursor. So to get out of that, all I need to do is click on this arrow right here. I click on the arrow, and now it completes my shape by giving me handles that I could resize and move my object with. As you can see now, I'm using my arrow keys, and I have an entire side wall that fits in nicely, that will actually block things behind it. It's time to duplicate this shape to put it on the other side now. So what I need to do, again, I saw the edit menu right here, and I can select duplicate. Or I can come over here and I can right click on the picture, and I can copy and paste it. Copy, and then I can right click over here, paste the shape in, and now I could just move it into position. And sometimes I'll get these red lines that will show me the alignment of my shapes. But as you see, the shape is in front of the box. So here we go again. I'm going to reorganize it. I'm going to go to my right click button, my right click or control click on the keyboard. If I hold down control and click on this item, I will get to this menu here, and I'm selecting that shape. I'm going to order, send to back. I click on that, and now I have my four-sided box. As you can see here, it's ready for the egg. To get this egg, move up to the shapes. Right here, I climb up to the shapes, I click on shapes, and I'm going to look for the circle. This time I'm going to make an oval right here to make a nice size egg. I can actually align this egg with the side of the box to make it the exact same size, like so. I can drag this egg into the box like this. And once again, it's time to organize. Again, I could go to the Arrange menu right here, or I can right-click on the item and have the order right here. And I can send backward. Now, I don't want this to go to the back, because if I put this to the back, the entire box will be in front of it and it will be hiding. So I want to send it backward, but not all the way to the back. So let's come up here to Arrange, Order, and Send Backward. I could also do this with Command Arrow key. Okay, and so I'm one behind, right? I go behind the front box, and now if I send it backward again, Command Arrow key down, it puts it right in the location. If I continue going back, you'll see it's behind, and now it's in front, and I'm using the arrow keys, Command the arrow keys, and it will take me from the very front object all the way to the back and back again. I can layer it to decide where I want it within the other shapes. Now I have this box and the egg, and it looks great, and it actually fits inside the box nicely. Now that it's there, I can start to color my boxes, okay? So I'm going to start off with coloring my egg. That's the first object here. I go up to the color fill, and I can select any color I want. So go ahead and select a color. That looks nice. I could also select a line color if I wanted to, which is the line that goes on the outside of the box. But of course, I probably want to select the same color as the egg itself. Okay, so now let's go with the box color. This time, I want to select two sides of the box at once because I want the outside of the box to be one color, the inside of the box to be another color. Here's how to select more than one object at a time. I can simply click and open up a selection box over top of the 2 items that I want. You don't want to have this selection box go over the egg because it will change the egg color as well. So if I'm down here at the bottom, I could use the selection box to select 2 items at once, or I can use the shift button. If I hold down the shift button, I select one box, I keep the shift button held down while I select the other box. Now I have 2 boxes selected, and it will change the colors of both boxes at the same time. So I can now select a color for my box. Perfecto. Liking it? Yes, of course you are. Now I click outside to unselect my items, and now I'm going to select the back 2 boxes. So I click on the back side over here, and I hold down the shift, and I select the other side. And now I can change just those 2 sides. So I multi-select here. And I hit the drop down. I want this one slightly darker than the other one so that it looks like it's inside. It gives me a better depth perception because the outside of the box, the light is hitting. The inside of the box, the light is not. So it gives me a depth perception here so that my egg really fits in and pops out of this box. Are you got this as I am? I hope so. And that's basically it. That's the end of the egg in a box. So all I need to do is make sure that it's been getting saved all along the way. It says all changes saved in the drive. That's fantastic. So I'm ready to go. I can actually close down this because it has been saved. I don't need to do anything to save it. I just click on this and it closes that down. And I'm back to the stream. And inside the stream, you will notice that your file is still attached to your document. Right here, it has your box, and it might even show me a preview of what my egg in a box looks like right here. It's blank on mine. That doesn't matter. As long as your file is attached to the project, it says your work, my file is right there. I can scroll over to the lower right hand side and select turn in. Dialog box opens. Are you sure you want to turn this in? Select turn in, and now it's a waiting game. What's that grade going to be? If you head back into the stream from the assignment window right here, I'm going to head back into the stream by hitting the right button. And back in the stream, I can now check my grades. I look for check your grades post or announcement, and I could go on and check the grades. I can also find down here where it says approved websites, and these are some items that I can go to if I am done with my projects. These are approved items by Mr. B. You can go to any of these items. Now, if you have homework, you could read a book, you could do other things such as study for a test, you could do one of these approved websites, or you could do something from the applications folder. If you look here and you in the Finder window and you find an applications folder, you could play with any of these items that are in the applications folder. Those are the approved things that you could do with your free time if you are done with all your technology projects and you're turned in and you check the grades to make sure that you have an acceptable grade. That's what happens at the end of class for each day forward.